been one of those days around here. Let's move on to infrastructure now. I think Catherine King has done a somewhat uncontroversial job in announcing these changes so far, but a lot of states are going to push back against this. What about in the state of Victoria?
Well, it won't just be states, it'll be federal members of parliament. You know, my electorate lost $300 million today, so $225 million to electrify Baxter Rail, the only part of the metropolitan rail service in Victoria that is not electrified. It's still diesel single track, and also $75 million to build an overpass at the most congested part. Susan would know, she came down recently to Flinders to do an arts roundtable with me. There's one Jetty Road intersection where everything stops, and it's about to get worse over summer. And so that's $300 million that we've lost. Just like that.
Okay,
right?
so why doesn't the state government
years.
just pick that up if it's so worthy?
Because the reason they haven't been done is because the state government wouldn't do its part, right? So rather than getting on the phone to their mates in Spring Street and saying, hey, Jetty Road overpass, let's build it, or electrifying the line to Baxter, let's do it, they've just let them off the hook. And I notice, of course, about $100 million has gone into the infrastructure minister's seat herself to upgrade a road. But, you know, Flinders, amongst others, are left to hope for another day.
Oh, this might be a bit of a foretaste from Zoe McKenzie of exactly what's going to go on. Are you going to be among those in caucus complaining? The reason I ask, Susan Templeman, M7 to M12 link, Blue Mountains Tunnel for the Great Western Highway, all of this is either in or at the footsteps of your electorate. Very important projects. Do you agree?
Well, I think we've set the standard for some very important principles when we determine what we put press releases out about. And the problem was, you know, for Zoe, it might have been an important project, but who knows if it was ever going to be delivered, because that was what we were facing. So for my electorate, the previous government made, at a state level, made promises about a tunnel in the top of the mountains, and but there's not a cent of funding put aside for it.
Did you think, or do you think it worthy?
I had given it in principle support, but we had seen no plan, no costing, no environmental studies. And initially, when we came to government, we put a pause on that so the state government could do some work. Then had a change of government. The state government in New South Wales decided not to proceed with it. There is a lot of work to do before you proceed with a $2 billion project, which is only going to be either end of the tunnel, not the tunnel itself. There was nothing for a tunnel which could cost tens of millions of dollars. So I think we need to be realistic. There is no doubt that the top of the mountains heading to the Central West is a bit of unfinished road for the Great Western Highway, and the government's we've committed to working with New South Wales to do safety upgrades there. But can I point out, there was still $590 million worth of roads projects that we had committed to that will be going ahead in the Hawkesbury side of my electorate and the top of the Bells Line of Road. So we have significant road projects. This government is serious about infrastructure. We don't just want to promise them, we want to deliver them.
I'm serious about infrastructure in Labor seats. I think about 90% of the money that's been redirected has gone to Labor seats.
That's the analysis, is it? I haven't run that ruler over
it's the quick analysis we did this afternoon.
Okay.
I should point out mine were one of my big projects, the Richmond Bridge duplication, was promised by the previous government. I have argued for it along with the then Infrastructure Minister, who happens to be our Prime Minister now, since 2010. Finally, the previous government committed money, and we gave that bipartisan support. So mine are very much, my big ones are very much have bipartisan support as key nationally significant infrastructure projects.
All right, well, I do get the sense that there's some political potency in this issue, and we're only just at the very start of it, so let's see where it goes. In fact, there's a fundamental reshaping of Commonwealth state responsibilities that's embedded in this, taking us to 50-50, not 80-20, but we'll come back to that at another time. Zoe McKenzie, Susan Templeman, thanks so much.